Being a child star comes with early exposure to fame and everything accompanying it. Unchecked, fame and wealth can be too much to handle as a child actor. It is pitiable watching how some of these child stars, with very promising careers, end up behind bars or, in some cases, die prematurely. What is it with Hollywood that causes child stars to spiral off the edge and end up with a record? Below is a list of top 10 child celebrities who went crazy. A couple of them have lost their lives after bouts of drug abuse and occasional legal clashes. Fortunately, there are still one or two who have managed to get their lives back on track and have had successful careers. You will undoubtedly recognize most, if not all, of the names on this list. Number 10. Lindsay Lohan. This is probably one of the most recognizable names on this list. Lindsay Lohan was the cute little star of The Parent Trap 1998, a remake of the 1961 movie of the same name. Audiences all over the world fell in love with her, not just because she was perfect for the role, but also because she seemed to have a natural talent for acting. That all changed in May 2007 when Lohan was arrested for a DUI. Just 3 months later, the actress was arrested for possession of cocaine, driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license. In May 2015, a judge ended Lohan's probation after she completed the community service that resulted from a 2012 reckless driving charge, making it the first time in nearly 8 years that she was probation-free. Number 9. Macaulay Culkin. Everybody loves the Home Alone movie franchise, so it's unfortunate to see the star, Macaulay Culkin, struggle this much with age. Just like Lindsay Lohan, Macaulay Culkin began his acting career early and had their careers take off to a great start. Like Lohan, Culkin also took to drugs and hard substance abuse. The young actor was arrested in 2000 for marijuana possession. He later pleaded guilty to charges of having medication without a prescription. Since then, Culkin has largely remained under the radar, appearing in just a handful of guest appearances and independent films over the years. More recently, he has had a critically acclaimed starring role in the 10th season of American Horror Story. Number 8. Edward Furlong. Terminator 2: Judgment Day was one of the most popular movies of its time.
Who sent you?
One reason for its success was its outstanding cast, along with some very excellent writing and special effects that were second to none at the time. One of the younger stars of the movie was 13-year-old Edward Furlong. In his first breakout performance, Furlong won the hearts of audiences. But it wasn't long after that he started getting into legal trouble at practically every turn. Ultimately, he was arrested for drug use and accused of beating up his girlfriends numerous times. Furlong has attributed his domestic violence problems as a direct result of his drug dependence. Number 7. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf had a promising career as one of Disney's prolific child actors, starring on various television shows on the Disney Channel. It seemed like everything was in place for him to have an outstanding career as an adult. And to some extent, he has done that. LaBeouf has starred in a couple of big-name movies like Disturbia, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and Transformers and to sequels. He has also been involved in trouble more times than necessary. Eventually, Shia LaBeouf got arrested for getting into a fight with his neighbor. The fight itself wasn't what got him into trouble, but the possession of a knife which he took next door and threatened his neighbor with. He's also been arrested several times for possession of marijuana and similar offenses, although he has appeared in a few other projects. He's yet to land a role in a major film or television show. Number 6. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes is another child star that was doing great as a star on the Disney Channel. She had her television show, was well-liked, and seemed to be on her way to bigger and better things in Hollywood. In 2006, Bynes was named one of Teen People's 25 hottest stars under 25. She was living the dream. But all that came to a halt in 2012 when she was arrested for DUI and other traffic offenses. The former Nickelodeon star spent 6 months in rehab in 2013, following a 5,150 involuntary psychiatric hold in 2014. She was arrested for her second DUI and was placed on another psychiatric hold. after she accused her father of sexually molesting her on Twitter. She has since taken a turn for the better, enrolling at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Recently, she has made a comeback to Hollywood and is attempting to put her career and life back together. Number 5. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber started as that adorable young kid with a captivating voice with which he stole the hearts of millions when he was younger. He usually talked about how he was a faithful Christian and how important it was to do good things and have good manners. This was the image that most people came to identify him with. However, music's latest bad boy quickly shed his squeaky clean image by accumulating his fair share of public shortcomings. Some of his most outlandish acts include abandoning a monkey in Germany, attacking the paparazzi, and publicly urinating in a restaurant mop bucket. His most consequential action came in 2014, when he was arrested on suspicion of DUI and drag racing. He was also charged that same year with misdemeanor vandalism after egging his neighbor's house. His more recent incident came after a collision, including a minivan and Bieber's all-terrain vehicle. Number 4. Jodie Sweetin. Oftentimes the curse of being a child star is that when your life returns to normal, it's just dull and boring compared to the glitzy, hectic lifestyle you once led. Such seems to have been the case with Sweetin, who turned to alcohol and drugs after Full House ended in 1995, as well as finishing high school and going on to university. While avoiding bankruptcy, the child star still fell on hard times financially, being married and divorced 3 times, and being forced to enter addictions treatment multiple times, but this one's a happy ending, as Jodie triumphantly kicked substances back in 2008 and most recently appeared once again in the role of Stephanie Tanner in Netflix's reboot of Fuller House. Number 3. Corey Haim. Haim's career was one of unimaginable highs and crushing lows. If you're old enough to remember the 80s, you'd know there were few younger stars as big as Corey. But, as this list points out, early success is not an indicator for long-term happiness. Despite starring in such hit movies like The Lost Boys and Lucas, and having legions of adoring fans, Haim fell into repeated patterns of substance abuse during the height of his fame, and could never really break free from addiction for the rest of his days. After dropping out of a film in 1996, an insurance company sued him and led him to filing for bankruptcy protection the next year. Haim later died of pneumonia in 2010, brought on by incredibly poor health, while living with his mother in California, and having very little money left over from his acting days. Number 2. Aaron Carter. Another cute child star who was talented at acting and singing is Aaron Carter, who lived an interesting life for the media. At the start of his career, Carter was beloved by many fans and was considered a heartthrob. His career progressed smoothly through his early teen years, but as he grew into an adult, things started to take a bad turn. Eventually, he was arrested for drugs and somehow found a way to stay in the spotlight with controversies and his romantic involvements with other Hollywood stars. Sadly, a housekeeper found Carter's body in his bathtub on November 25, 2002. His death was subsequently ruled as an accident. Carter drowned after inhaling difluoroethane and taking alprazolam. He died at 34 years old. Number 1. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore, the adorable little girl that starred in Steven Spielberg's E.T., the Extraterrestrial, had a screen presence that made her a delight to watch. In addition, Barrymore came from a family that had been in show business for decades. Unfortunately, this family also had a decades-long history of substance abuse, and Barrymore herself admitted to smoking before she was 10 years old. At 11, the young actress had become an alcoholic and, by the age of 13, had started doing cocaine, even attempting suicide a year later. Because of her addiction and suicidal tendencies, Barrymore ended up in rehab twice before she was 15 years old. Fortunately for the child star, she got things under control and has found a way to remain a bankable star in adulthood. Although Barrymore is still active in Hollywood, she dedicates more time to being a mom and caring for her family. Well, that's it for today's video on knowing which celebrity child who went crazy. you were surprised? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.